Your background. Oh, wow. The
like
flowers
that?
are beautiful.
Thank you.
Hi, Karen.
John, you did a good job last night.
Well, thank you.
Just give a second.
Hi, Karen.
Hey, Becky.
Hi.
Hi, Matt.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hello, Sadie and Victoria. Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you.
Hey, Matt.
How are you,
Hello,
Andy?
Lydia and Ornette.
Good, my friend. How are you?
That's good, right where you have it.
Hi, Lydia. Ornette. You're on mute. Your audio's on mute.
I can unmute her. I unmuted her for a minute.
This goes.
No.
Oh, this.
Why did I get that message?
Oh, nice, Josh.
Hi, Lydia.
Hi, Andy.
I don't
Hi,
know how.
Ornette.
How is Amy?
About the same.
Okay. She's still home.
Still home.
Oh, there's a softball.
Hey, look there. It's Father Christmas.
Oh, who are you asking?
I'm saying to Steve Rodas, he's Father Christmas.
Hi, Karen.
You're on mute, Steve. Can't hear you.
Oh,
Oh, hi.
Father Christmas or Papa Smurf.
If it was blue, it'd be Smurf. And you should do that. I think that'd be great.
Is that Ezra?
Hello, Cohen.
With the hair?
Cody's right there. Hello, Eve. How are you?
Hi, Eve.
Good, thank you. How are you?
Hey, you. How are you?
Can't see your face because the backlight is too much. You move over somewhere.
There you go.
Hello, Chesners.
Hello, Shiramians.
Hi.
Hey, Bob.
Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Ellen.
Shabbat Shalom, Ornette, Lydia. Shabbat Shalom, Abigail.
Why can't?
Mary.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Cantor.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, Chesners.
Shabbat Shalom, sweetie.
Shabbat Shalom, Debbie and Mark.
Shalom, Rabbi.
Welcome, Jan. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Rabbi. Thank you for
Good
having
job.
me.
Nice night, Debbie.
You bet. The next time you talk to my old friend from nursery school, Sarah Levine, Taylor, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, I'll tell her you said hello.
exactly.
Hi, Arlene.
Hello.
Mom and Dad, if you remember Cheryl Levine from nursery school,
Hi, Scheinbergs.
I don't know if you remember her.
Hi.
She is friends with a woman named Jan Maharam, who is the sister of one of our members, making a small world connection. So
Yeah. Chuck, why? I don't think we can see everybody, can we?
you have to flip screen. So hey, Susan.
You have to page the screen.
Yeah.
You can arrow over if you.
Oh, look at that. It's 6:15. Okay. We're just having such a nice time here. So we'll give people another minute or two just to come on in and join us.
Hi, Sue Kleiman.
Sue Kleiman.
Andy.
Oh, Cody.
Hey, Ornette. Hugs and kisses from me.
Good to see you, Cody. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, honey.
I love you.
There he is.
I had to find you. I had to scroll through the pages.
Well, do.
Alrighty, so I'm going to, nope.
Me and Papa, I was gonna put that on, but.
Hi, Margie and Mark.
Hi there.
Becky, I'll let you welcome everyone in. I'm gonna mute everyone.
Okay.
And also, Rachel, I will make you co-host too, just so you can have some control over this as well. Great, okay. So it looks like Rachel and Cantor Colbrenner and Becky are our co-hosts. Very nice. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
And
shalom.
a happy beginning. I, according to my calendar, this is the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. So, usually we'd probably have like 20 people at the shoal. Most people would be at driving down the shore. But maybe we'll have some folks who are like Matt and Susan, I think, are at the shore already. So maybe some folks who were able to get out will join us. The new possibilities that these Zoom Shabbat services can provide. Great to see everyone. Just special welcome to members of our family. From Avi's perspective, his grandma, his Mimi and Papa, his aunt, and 2 of his nephews. I think we got cousins. Sorry, 2 of our nephews, his cousins, whatever. He's not that old. Because as many folks know, Avi was supposed to become bar mitzvah this weekend, and like a lot of other families who are in the situation, we had to make the sad but necessary decision to postpone. But we wanted to honor Avi this night. So I'm going to turn it over to Avi and Karen, who will lead us. We're going to begin, if you have the Siddur, on page 3.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Candles? We have a little tight fit over here, so. Let's. We can all sing. We can all sing. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Then on page 5, Avi will lead us in Kiddush, a blessing over the wine. If you have a Kiddush cup near you, just raise your own glass and please sing along with us and follow Avi's lead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho Yahava uvratzoni kilanu zikaron lama'aseh v'reishi kipuyon techila v'mikra'e kodesh zecher letziyat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta dertanu kidashcha mikol hamim v'shabbat kodeshecha Yahava uvratzon yinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashavat.
Hi. So we'll just take a moment before we say Motzi together to bless our children. So if you're in a home and you have your children nearby, or maybe there's a grandchild nearby, like on a different screen, you place your hand over the head or hair, on the hair if you can't reach the head. And I'll just say this blessing, and you can just say amen after each stanza. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God's light shine on you
Be good to you.
and be good to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
And may God bless you with many, many gifts, the gift of joy, the gift of love, the gift of peace.
Amen.
Amen.
Good kisses to your children, and the children in your hearts. And if you have challah nearby, we'll say Motzi together. Hey, Darren. I think David's on here too. Oh. Okay. Let's all touch the challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Mazel Tov, Avi. We look forward to celebrating with you in November. So what time it is? We have a few minutes. I'm going to unmute everyone. And everyone's unmuted now. You can say Shabbat Shalom to everyone. And you'll indulge me. I'm going to go into a breakout room with my family for a couple of minutes. So I'll let Becky and Cantor Kohlbrenner control the admin, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. We'll begin our service formally at 6:30. So any of our family can hold on for one quick second.
Mazel tov.
Rabbi, I have a question.
Yes.
How old your child be?
How old?
Yes.
13 and 16.
No older than that?
No older than that, no.
Okay. So I am exempt.
I think she was asking how old your child have to be to have the blessing. I don't think there's any.
No age, no age, doesn't know. Did I get?
Okay.
Or it can be blessed.
Yeah.
Mazel tov, Rabbi.
Did I get everyone?
My mom. your
Did I see
parents.
Dave? Okay. All right, where's your mom? Is she with Cody? Okay.
She's with
Oh,
Benjamin.
okay, all right. All right, so I'm gonna open this room and we'll see you in a couple of minutes. For our family, you
Okay.
can just enter the room and we'll chat for a few minutes.
Definitely. More importantly, kiss them up.
Carolyn, did you bake the challah?
Yes, she did.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
I did.
Ah,
Well, I need bake the challah too, but the tiny one. Watch this.
You want to go into this room or not?
she's getting very good.
Hold it up.
There you go.
All right, pretty.
Can you see it?
David, do you want to go into the breakout room?
Melody made.
We wish you were here to taste it.
Oh.
It's so good.
Still warm. Yummy.
Looks like it's cooking.
So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Just a quick reminder, you can use the chat box during services. If you need something, you can click on the chat room and then there's a little arrow next to the person. You can direct the questions to me. And when the rabbi asks for Mishaberach or other things, then click and do everyone.
Right. Yeah, if you're having like technical difficulties or something, you can message Becky privately for that.
It was a good mistake.
And Shabbat Shalom, happy Memorial Day.
Can we just do this? Raise a hand and to be asked, because
Yes, I will acknowledge your hand if you cannot chat.
I don't know how to.
Okay, don't worry. We will adapt. We can do the raised hand thing.
Cut it out for once.
It can work.
Yeah, thank you.
I am too illiterate for that.
Is
she always there for the
lower corner? No.
So does anybody have anything special, a special Shabbat Memorial Day activity planned?
We're having my sister's joining us from Ohio.
Nice.
Yes, I'm very excited for her.
Where in Ohio? Oh, that's your sister, yeah, hi, Jan.
Hi.
Where in Ohio are you?
Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, very nice.
Well, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I have a Zoom mitzvah tomorrow in Kansas City.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where I was supposed to be. But
Oh, nice presentation last night, Debbie, and everybody.
thank you, Becky.
Nice.
It was a great evening.
It was next to being together, it was the next best thing.
Our best participation yet ever.
Yeah.
What was the count? I didn't pay attention to the count. Was it
Like over 144?
Yeah, it was close to
130 something, but like participants.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, it's outrageous.
You can mute it.
You don't have to be quiet now. Now's the time, the Weiss family, you can hi. Hi, guys.
How are you, Bob?
Hi.
The Rabbi's family is in a breakout room because it was Avi's bar mitzvah weekend, so they're taking a few minutes together.
Wow.
This is your warm-up group.
Nice.
They have some nosh in the breakout room or what?
I don't know. I said to John, I'm waiting for my hot dog.
Hi.
Hi, Becca.
Wow. That's nice. Well, we're going to our camper this weekend. That should be fun.
All right, wait, stop. Say hi to
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Hi, Becca.
How are you?
Hello, Bob DeSantis.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Get off that.
Zoom.
Hi, Lexi.
That's sweet.
Hello.
It's all good.
Hello, Grammy, Marco. I see you.
Grammy.
Hi, Grammy. Hey, Harriet.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. And good to see everyone. Hold on a second here. I want to try to do something different here. Put my camera view here. Okay. But good to see everyone. Shabbat shalom. And we are going to begin. If you've just come in, since blessings, or we will continue. Like I said, it's great to see everyone here on this this official kickoff to the summer, whatever summer may look like. And for those who are maybe down the shore, it's great to have you with us, and maybe in a way that you couldn't have been before. And certainly as we go into this weekend for Memorial Day, we also pay special respect to all those service people, especially those who gave their lives in defense of our country and serving our country, for whom this weekend is observed, not for beaches and barbecues and going to the shore, but really to honor the members of our armed services. So we remember them. Thank you. And thanks for those who continue to serve our country as well. We honor you as well. Again, we'll keep everybody zoomed except when there are a couple of times to be able to share, and we will continue on page 16, which corresponds to page 134, if you have the single version of the CD.
Zamru
Rabbi, you are muted.
Thank you. As we continue on pages 20 and 21, corresponding to pages 138 and 139, we welcome the Sabbath bride with the poem, the verses of Lecha Dodi. We'll sing together verses 1, 2, and 9. Cantor, you muted?
Yes. Unmuted. I was practicing. There you go.
I was practicing talking too.
You're both doing good.
Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. And even at unlikely times and through unlikely places, there is no place on earth without the presence If it's comfortable for you to rise for Baruch Hu, I invite you to do so.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ma'arefu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai lai lai, 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 yalalai lai lai.
That's what we want you to do, similar. You have nice voice.
A poetic Ma'ariv Aravim by Rabbi Rachel Barenblatt. You mix the watercolors of the evening like my son swishing his brush until the waters are black with paint. The sky is streaked and dimming. The sun wheels over the horizon like a glowing penny falling into its slot. Day is spent, and in its place the changing moon, the spatterdash of stars across the sky's expanse. Early evening, we tell ourselves the old story. You cover our sins, forgiveness like a fleece blanket tucked around our ears. When we cry out, you will hear. Soothe my fear of life without enough light. Rock me to sleep in the deepening dark. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Haravim. And we close our eyes and turn inward to find that oneness of God that exists within each of us, the words of Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Continue with the chanting of Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meotecha ve'hayu hadevarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vedibarta bam, veshivtecha beveitecha, ublechtecha baderech, ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Hashkivenu. Let me sink down, let me fall asleep. Let me close my eyes, let me shut out the world. Let me cover my eyes, hold me tight in my sleep. Hide me from my wants and needs, hover over my slumber. Let my shoulders relax, keep me warm and fed. Carry me with you, caress me with dreams and defeats. Let me give up now, let me go home now, let me sleep, let me go. Allow me a moment of rest, a night of sleep, a night of forgiveness, a night of retreat. Tomorrow, my God, I will rise again. I will shoulder my burdens, I will race towards you. For now, my God, I will rest within myself. I will rest under your wings. I will rest under your feet. Hashkivenu, my God, let me sleep. Prayer. Page 43 or 161.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Ve'ha'amidenu, Shomreinu L'chaim. Ukras aleinu, Sukat Shlomecha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
A prayer to create an intention, a kavanah, something to focus on and think about as we prepare to enter into a period of silent prayer by Rabbi Jack Reamer. We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end war, for we know that you have made the world in a way so that all of us must find our own path to peace within ourselves and with our neighbors. We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end hunger, for you have already given us the resources with which to feed the entire world, if we would only use them wisely. We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to root out our prejudice, for you have already given us eyes with which to see the good in all people, if we would only use them rightly. We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end despair, for you have already given us the power to clear away slums and to give hope, if we would only use our power justly. We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end disease, for you have already given us great minds with which to search out cures and healing, if we could only use them constructively. Therefore, we pray to you instead, O God, for strength, determination, and courage, to do instead of just pray, to become instead of merely to wish. So with these words in our mind and in our heart, we enter into our tefillah with the words of Adonai Sevatai Tiftach. Afterwards, you'll have a bit of time just to pray reflectively the words that come from the heart, to think about those words which I will leave on the screen, or to read the prayers in the Siddur, beginning on page 46 and going through page 60. We enter together.
Adonai Svatai Tiftach. Adonai Svatai Tiftach. Ufi Yagid Tehilatacha. Ufi Yagid Tehilatacha. Adonai Svatai Tiftach. Adonai Svatai Tiftach. Upi Yagid Tehilatacha. Upi Yagid Tehilatacha. Yehu Ratzon Imrefi V'Hegyon Libi Lefanecha. Yehu Ratzon Imrefi V'Hegyon Libi Lefanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri,
As we prepare to offer our prayer for healing, Mishaberach L'Refuah, we hold in our hearts those friends, loved ones, really our entire nation, our entire world, all who are battling illness, fighting to restore to health and wellness, of body, of mind, of spirit. We think especially of all those that we know who continue to fight the coronavirus, and all those that we don't know who continue to suffer from this terrible, terrible virus. In a moment, I'll invite you to chat the names of those for whom you want to pray this Shabbat. I'll then read the names as they appear on the chat screen. And then anyone who is not able to figure out the chat will try to do a quick run through and see if we have any other names to share. And Cantor, Coldbrenner, and Becky will help me identify those folks as we go through the screen. So we pray for
Mindy and
Jerry Bressman, Arlene and Mark Langman, Richard Dutkin, Mark Spicer, Flora Day, Angie Lott, Betty Abelston, Dara Foster Storch, Dove Novick, Ariel Novick, Irene Rappaport, Rose Paley, Gary Luck, Karen Levenberg, Sally Marriott, Betty Abelson, Rhea Silberberg, Adele Scheckman, Marilyn Dennenberg, Joan Woodland, Nancy Cohen, Aileen Sockler, Harry Tankin, Lou Fleischer, Esteban Mazur, Barbara Paley Cohen, Paula Landau, Stephen Pulaski, Elizabeth Summers, Karen DeMario, Amy and Estelle Lassner, Karen Tabershaw, Holton Weingrad, Jeff Miller, Susan Spinney, Phil Falkowitz, Jim Harper, Donna Albanese, the Krause family, indeed the Krause family, Paula Goldberg. Are there other names that people are still? Oh, here we go. Josie Rosenthal, Jack Orber. If there are other names that come in, I will read them. However, if you did not have a chance to read a name, I invite you just to raise your hand and.
Lydia has a name, Lydia and Oranit.
Please, Ramona. That's it.
Rabbi Amram Gabay, Rachel Gabay, Paul Bankert, Lucia Collender, Andy Lasner and Estelle Lasner, Amy Lasner, and Paula Goldberg.
Thank you. You have the name Randy Fair. Any others?
I think I had seen Corinne's hand was up.
Corinne, can you unmute yourself and tell a name? Okay. Lindy, were you trying to say a name, Lindy?
Penny Rosen.
Thank you. Mom, were you trying to say a name? That would be Phyllis Briskin. Unmute yourself.
Harvey Slutsky.
Thank you. Corinne, did you say your name? The name?
No, I didn't.
Okay, please do. Yeah. Please say the name.
Oh, Suzanne Spinney. I think you read it.
Thank you. For all those named and those whose names we continue to hold in our hearts, we pray together. 253 or 371 if you need the words.
May the source of Vishabeira Kimotenu Mikor Habraham Amotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah Shema. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
I want to share that on the list of people for whom we were praying, there are only a couple in the past weeks who, in our community that we know directly, who are fighting, who are battling COVID-19. It's always nice to see when people who are on the list are no longer because they've recovered. So for you who are on this call, you know that your family members have recovered. We are very grateful for their return to health. So a couple words of Torah, but I'm going to begin. See, when we learn how to use Zoom, we always find new features, and those who were on our call last night, who were on at the annual gathering last night, learned how to take a poll, right? So, what I'm gonna put up a quick poll. Just everyone take about like 15 seconds, 20 seconds to answer it, and we'll see if I can tabulate the results. This really has to do with the words that I am going to share tonight. So this is the poll. I think it'll launch. And it's, which one of the following statements describes my life right now? View the questions. Another 10 seconds or so as the poll is coming in. Alrighty. We got 89% of this is great. This is a great voting percentage. This is great. If this only works in the real polls. 89% of the votes are in, so I think we can call it. 40%, 23 of you say that my life is in order. 3% say my life is in chaos, and probably not surprisingly, 56%, 33 of us say that I regularly go back and forth between order and chaos. And that is what we're going to talk about tonight. Because I am going back and forth between order and chaos regularly. Now let me give you a peek into my life at home. I have to get one more thing here. Whoops, no, one more thing here. Let me give you a peek into my life at home. It's going to be another little screen share here if I can do this. Nope, never mind. We spent the fall planning for some home renovations. The construction work began in late February, stopped mid-March, and resumed a couple of weeks ago. This morning, when I went down to use our powder room because the bathroom upstairs was being painted, I found that the toilet and the sink had been removed. And when I went out to let the dogs out to do their morning business, well, they found a toilet on the front lawn, a real one, that they could use should they choose. Well, at least I could retreat to my home office to begin the day, but lo and behold, everything was covered in tarps as the painters were in there as well. Those who were on morning meditation with me this morning know that I had to retreat to a spare bedroom to find a place with a decent background that was not torn up or terribly loud. So suffice it to say, there is a lot of chaos swirling around my home. If you could only see beyond this background, you might get a little bit of an idea. That's it. That's all you're going to see, folks. Now, when the quarantine began, I spent a couple of weeks establishing some order and routine at home to create a sanctuary from an otherwise chaotic situation outside. But once the work crew returned, all order that I had established vanished. Now, in my own home, at least, I can see an end to the chaos that this project has created, and I can envision a return to order. However, when I look outside, despite the orderly progression of spring, which has been so lovely to behold, slowly and generously over the last 69 days of quarantine, when I look outside, existential chaos abounds. Because unlike our home renovations inside, which do have an end in sight, there seems to be no end in sight with all that is happening outside, as long as the coronavirus continues to swirl around with no vaccine to inoculate us. And so we're all trying to maintain order in a chaotic world, going back and forth, as many of you are experiencing, from order to chaos. So order and chaos is a good frame from which to begin a new book of the Torah, Bamidbar, also known as Numbers. Rabbi Paula Goldberg shared this wonderful observation from our colleague, Rabbi Yoel Kahn, during her Torah study yesterday, and it truly resonated with me. Rabbi Kahn writes, the two names given to the book, Numbers in English, Bamidbar in Hebrew, tell different stories. Numbers was chosen as the book's English title because of the census taking that occurs at its beginning. The people are counted in preparation for war, and counting the people is a move towards stability and order. It exemplifies human action and organization. Its purpose is communal protection. Numbers tells the story of control and the need for security. The Hebrew name for the book, Bamidbar, means in the wilderness, and tells of chaos and disorder. The very definition of a wilderness is that it is untamed. It also tells of uncertainty. It is an in-between space, a space that is away from where you have come from, but not yet where you are going to. It is a place and time for transformation. Numbers begins with order and quickly transforms into chaos. A census is taken of each of the tribes. All of the men over the age of 20 are counted in order to determine the size of its army. Each tribe is stationed at a particular place around the Mishkan, the desert tabernacle, which dominates the center of the camp. The Levites protect the Mishkan and are responsible for everything that pertains to it. And when the book of Numbers begins, the Israelites are still settled at the foot of Mount Sinai. They are counted, and then they begin their journey towards the promised land. What should have been a short journey takes 38 years to complete. Complaint after complaint, crisis after crisis creates existential chaos for the Israelites. So much chaos that God determines that a new generation will take their place, because the generation that left Egypt must die in the wilderness. Order transforms to chaos before our eyes, slowly yet completely. 75 days ago, there was order. I was still going to the gym, eating out at restaurants, hanging out at Starbucks. Even as I watched with naivete what was transpiring in Seattle and Westchester County, New York already. A quarantine around New Rochelle or White Plains, while scary for them, didn't register for us until we were quarantined. 75 days ago, my life was orderly and mostly predictable. I had a routine and generally knew what each day would bring. Then they canceled an NBA game at tip-off, chaos. Then they canceled all live sporting events, more chaos. Then they canceled school for 2 weeks, then 2 more weeks than the rest of the year, even more chaos. 68 days ago, we closed Shir Me, and we scrambled. I moved my Shir Me office into my home. A week or two of chaos ensued, but relatively quickly, some order emerged within the chaos. And for that, I am grateful. We all see the swirling mess out there, but there is some order to my days, to our days, inside our homes, I hope. And that is my external reality, the house renovations notwithstanding. But internally, it still feels very chaotic and uncertain. I wander through that midbar, that wilderness of my soul. I can plan and imagine for the next 2 or 3 weeks, but thinking about the next 2 to 3 months, even 5 to 6 months from now, is very hard and very necessary. None of us know what the future will bring. So we live in this intermediate space between pre-COVID and post-COVID, not knowing how long we will occupy this space of current COVID. So what are we to do? We do our best to create order from the chaos. We look for all that remains orderly and normal and celebrate it. We find joy and meaning and connection that can emerge from the chaos. And know that even in the midst of so much suffering and uncertainty and sadness, there will be an end. And when this comes to an end, we will be transformed, hopefully for the better. And unlike our Israelite ancestors who never saw the promised land, we, the generation who entered COVID together and who wandered through this COVID wilderness together, will emerge from it together. We will be ready and eager to occupy a new promised land that provides us with new possibilities and priorities. Perhaps a shift in the way we live our lives, a slowing down. God willing, we will all retain a much better appreciation for the people and the core values that animate and guide our lives, which have come into sharp focus in recent weeks. Order is far better than chaos. Yet chaos has lessons to teach us about powerlessness and humility, courage and persistence. Let us learn and grow and even flourish amidst this chaos. And in time, when order returns, let us be better grounded, more patient, loving, and appreciative of the new blessings and opportunities that have been birthed while we were wandering through this wilderness. In the meantime, use your wisdom, courage, and faith to continue journeying towards this new promised land that awaits us as we journey together. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'd like to invite John Stevens, who is on some screen somewhere, to share a few words.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome to our guests from near and far across the country and in the middle of the country. We are delighted that you could share Shabbat here with us this evening. Cantor and Rabbi, thank you very much for bringing us out of the chaos that's the week and setting a nice bit of order and shalom for us during these services. We are really proud and we are really grateful that Avi Briskin led our family blessings with his family for tonight's Shabbat services and giving us a nice preview of coming attractions in November. We can all celebrate Shabbat tomorrow, 10:15. Rabbi Briskin leads Hevrat Torah, and at 7 o'clock, Cantor Kohlbrenner leads Havdalah services from 7 to 7:30. Some things not to miss. Please help us refill our food pantry. As you know, the need is great. Drop-off is open at the main office doors from 9:30 to 12:30 on daily. Please check our e-news for the specific items our pantry needs. Make sure, and so we've now used polling twice. The Pennsylvania primary is coming up June 2nd. If you would like to vote by mail, you can still register online up until May 26th. The link is in our e-news to be able to connect and get a ballot so you can vote by mail. We have lots of opportunities for meditation to calm our minds and souls amongst the chaos. Mondays, there are 2 sessions, one at 8:45, one at 7:30. On Tuesdays, there's one at 11 and at 2. Wednesdays, another session at 8:45 in the morning and then again at 5 in the afternoon. And Fridays, every week at 8:45. So check the e-news for the Zoom link to the meditation room near you. Learning opportunities, Lunch and Learn will be next Tuesday at noon, oddly enough around lunchtime, and Torah study will be on Thursday at the same time. This coming Wednesday, May the 27th, Fred Fisher will lead our Shirami Career Network. It's a new forming network. It's for anyone who needs to start networking or wants to help others network, it is a great opportunity to help each other through this new time of need, because not only do we have COVID-19, but then we have economic stress as well. You can sing with the cantor Mondays at 2, have coffee with the rabbi Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30, and a nightcap, which I enjoyed my first one last night at 8 or whatever time it starts if there's something in the way. For spiritual growth, Bucks County Kahila Council of Clergy is hosting a Tikkun Leil Shavuot from 6 to 8 p.m. And I have it right here, and that is on Thursday, May 28th. Our own cantor Rachel will be closing the services at 7:45. Services start at 6, so please join us for that. I know you'll want to mark your calendars. Our next annual gathering is probably 365 days from now, so please pencil it in. Enjoy your Memorial Day in honor of all those who have fallen in service to our country, and please have a peaceful, rejuvenating Shabbat. Stay safe, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, John. And obviously we have a lot of great stuff going on. I just want to lift up just one thing that John mentioned. So on Thursdays, the Festival of Shavuot often gets a little bit less attention. One of the opportunities that this quarantine has provided for us is, instead of each synagogue doing their own thing, we're all coming together. So Tikkun Leil Shavuot is traditional to share an extended period of study. In traditional synagogues, they start at sundown and go all the way to sunrise. We're not doing that. We're doing it from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., really so that our more traditional folks can end before candle lighting and the Chag comes in, and they don't have to use electronics. But 9 different teachers, including myself, will be teaching short sessions. 2 different cantors, Cantor Kolbrenner and Cantor Akantaromo from Ohev Shalom, will be ending and beginning the program. It's been a really lovely night this Thursday. And then, just like last week, the nightcap will be after that ends. So if you get on the nightcap and I'm not there, it's because I'm still teaching and learning and singing with Cantor Kolbrenner. So we'll see you on Thursday night. So thank you. All righty. So this is a great segue into the counting of the Omer. So for the last 43 days, we have been counting every day from Pesach to Shavuot on this journey. This journey towards Sinai, a marking of the first plant and the first harvest. And so, as I've been doing regularly, sharing a lesson from Rabbi Karen Kadar from her extraordinary book called Omer, which I hope that we will use more widely next year. Rabbi Kadar writes, "Sometimes my response to prayer is a simple no, though no is never truly simple. Sometimes it is a foot-tapping impatience or a stubborn resistance. Then there are times when I pray and the most honest response I can muster is an angry fist shaking wildly at the heavens. And sometimes my response to prayer is an audible, discernible from the gut. And then sometimes the Spirit of God is upon me and there's silence all around. And I feel the vibrations of other people's supplication in my very being. During those precious moments, my response is to their prayer, and it is a simple nod and a shrug of the shoulders at the mystery of life. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Praise be you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, instilling within us the holiness of mitzvot by commanding us to count the Omer. Today is the 44th day, 6 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. And I'll add, for when we come back for Shabbat next Friday night, the end of the festival of Shavuot, we will have completed the counting of the Omer. Page 293 or 597. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. And we especially remember all those who died serving our country and those who lived after their service but have since passed away, whom we still remember, very grateful for their service to our nation. And we remember those in our Shirmi family who died in the last 30 days, for whom we continue to observe Shaloshim. We remember Suzanne Harbaugh, Louis Goldner, Bernard Love, Gordon Lewis, Barry Stupine, Sylvia Shane, Eileen Friedman, Barbara Lieb, and Shirley Saltzman. And we remember those who died at this season in years past, whose Yortzeiten fall next week, and whom we remember by name tonight. We remember Julia Ephraim, Helen Baranoff, Betty Berenstein, Marjorie Auerbach Belchick, Dorothy Brooks, Beatrice Cowton, Stephen Eisenthal, William Feldstein, Mary Friedman, Albert Freiman, Sherry Gebhardt, Henry Geller, Joe Green, Jacqueline Hoffman, Herman Kars, Mildred Levin, Naomi Montgomery, Michael Morrill, Ida Plout, Arthur Rhodes, Boris Rodas, Ned Ross, Rose Rossman, Louis Rothman, Frida Ruskin, Solomon Ruskin, Freda Stern, Beverly Superfine, Harold Tepper, Francis Weiss, Ira Weiss, Blanche Yaris. If you're remembering someone this Shabbat, and I'd like you to share the name, I invite you just to please unmute yourselves.
Miles Buckman.
My great uncle Herman Katz.
Jack Abelson.
Rabbi Sissy Koran. Those who are saying Kaddish for a loved one, anyone you'd like to stand, if it's your custom, please do. You can also remain seated, but anyone who is saying Kaddish for a loved one, I invite you to unmute yourselves. We'll have some people muted, some unmuted, some muted, as we'll share the words together on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen.
close with Adonai Oz on page 338 or 642.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. I'll unmute everyone, and everyone can say Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Once again,
Shalom, everyone.
those who want to stay for an oneg in the breakout room, just hang on, and we will put you into a breakout room in just a couple of minutes. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Everyone, so you don't hear my dogs.
Hi, Ivy.
Good to see you,
Shabbat
Vivian
Shalom,
Morris.
Rabbi, and Mazel Tov.
Back, I think I saw Jan Howard here. Welcome back.
So I'm trying to get set up on my.
Jean, always good to see you. Shabbat Shalom, Jean. I'd make sure that Jean heard me over everyone else's.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Mendelssohns.
Shalom, Eve.
I used to have one of those pillow pets. I love those.
Shabbat Shalom.
Eve, very good to
Rabbi,
see you.
Shabbat Shalom, and
See
Mazel
you, and
Tov.
I condole. I know it's 1 year of your sister, so thinking about you, Steve Rosenberg.
Are you here?
Welcome to Ellie Short's sister Jan, who is joining us from Dayton, Ohio. Good to see you, Jan. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
My dogs wish you Shabbat Shalom as well. And my aunt from Milwaukee stayed on all the way through this. I don't think her show is live streaming. I'm not sure, so I'm glad that we have a place for it.
Mazel tov, Rabbi, to you and the whole family on our Bar Mitzvah.
Thank you.
Hey, Arthur and Paula, Shabbat Shalom.
Everyone, Shabbat Shalom.
Mazel tov to everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, Firestones.
Shabbat shalom, buddy.
It's a rock eagle.
Shabbat shalom, buddy.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, or need. Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom.
So I'm going to put
Paula.
I'm going to put people into breakout rooms. Auntie Minnie and Mom and Dad, if you want to stay, that's great. I'll just put you all in the same room, I think, with other folks. You can meet folks from the synagogue. And I'll just check in a minute. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And, if you don't want to go to a breakout room, just ignore it. But we'll see you. I think I need the breakout room.
If I get on with a small group, we could find out.
Mazel Tov, Rabbi.
His mother was there.
I don't
Mazel
know.
tov, Darcy.
We are not.
Okay.
He rapidly splits everybody up.
How do I leave the message? How do I leave?
Hi, Harriet.
Welcome.
The rooms will be broken in. So, let's see. Let's just.
When you put that back in like a low
Just-
temperature.
I'll just turn it off.
To reheat
We'll
it.
try to put the family members in the same room once you go in, okay? So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Go into a breakout room, hang out, chat with some folks, see who's there.
Okay, bye.
Sheila, I'm gonna move you to. Jan, let me see if I can see if, I'm gonna go see if Ellie's still on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you know what? I don't see her. I'm gonna, hold on. I gotta move a couple of people around. Okay, give me 1 second here. Let's see, and then I don't see Ellie.
Okay.
So, I don't know, do you want to go into a room and hang out and meet folks, or do you want to just, what do you want to do?
I will just depart
Okay.
then. Thank you very
Nice to-
much. It was
you
a
bet, you
lovely
bet. Hopefully you're
service.
feeling okay. Good to see you. Stay healthy.
Thank
Thinking
you.
about you. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Do I leave?
Jackie, do you want to join the breakout room? Okay, I'm gonna just put you in this one. Too.
you.
Harriet, are you still there?
I'm trying to hang up. Yeah.
Don't hang up. Come back on for a minute.
How do I do that? Let me see.
I don't know. Click on your name and down on the bottom where it says show video.
Okay. Show video.
Yep.
Do I go back to the virtual Shabbat?
No, do you see me?
No.
Oh, you don't even see me?
I hear you, but I don't see you.
Yeah, because I didn't know why you left so quickly.
Oh, I was just saying so long.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Down at the very bottom, it says leave.
I hit leave.
Okay, but then you got to leave.
I did. I was looking at my emails. I don't know what I'm doing.
That was a little tougher group tonight with Lydia and,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to have so much to say, but if I didn't say something, it would go nowhere.
Yeah, I got to give her a lot of credit. She deals with a lot.
Oh my God, absolutely. She absolutely, my heart goes out to her.
I know.
So, look.
Oh, there we go.
See? See?
If I could get Jerry to come, all he has to do, he's in the house, just come and sit down.
Yeah, what?
5 minutes. That would be fine. I mean, I would be happy for 5 minutes, sort of like exercise. Get on the treadmill for 15 and then you grow a little more each time,
Oh God, he doesn't enjoy services at all.
No, and I thought the excuse was, he doesn't want to get dressed again after he's home from work and he wants to relax, he wants to eat late, whatever. Oh, you know what I made this weekend for the first time?
Challah?
Yeah.
Did you?
Poland.
Where'd you get the recipe from?
I got it from, actually, I just put it out to the universe and I said, I'd really like to make cholent, and 4 of my girlfriends sent me recipes. So I ended up making Ellie's recipe. She sent me one.
Oh, the challah recipe?
No, not challah, cholent.
Wait, we got the Krauses for a second. We lost them. What is cholent?
Cholent is, if you say it like the old Yeatles, shul end, that's where they got it from. It's cholent, but in English, if you transliteration, it's CHOLENT. What it is like brisket that's cooked to death with a lot of beans and onions and garlic.
Forget it. If it's got a bean in it, he's not eating it.
Yeah, see, that's Jerry. So he happened to get.
Ivy. I'm so glad you did, Ivy. Jeannie.
Yes.
It's Barbara. I'm the one that called you the other day.
I pointed you out to her when we were watching services. I said, "That's Barbara. That's the one who talked to you."
I said she had to watch for you.
I don't think we've met before. I'm Harriet. Nice to meet you.
Nice.
I'm so glad that she took the time to bring you into this, Jeannie, so we could say hello.
Okay, that was good. I'm glad. So Friday night, maybe we'll see you in about 2 months.
No, it's never too much.
Hello, Corinne. How are you?
Hi, Corinne. It's never too much. I'm so glad you came on. And I will tell you, I was talking about you last night.
Me?
No, I was talking about Jeannie last night. We had the rabbi's nightcap, where you drink a little schnapps here and there. And I was talking to Jay Miller, and I told him that I had spoken with you, and he's gonna call you.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna call you.
We put out the word.
Yeah, okay.
What did you, Ivy, you're very soft. I can't